All right. Good morning, everybody. And first, I want to thank Senator Klobuchar. She put this great event together, and she's been one of the greatest leaders, not only in the Senate, but in the country, on health care, on the extending the ACA tax credits, and in reducing costs for the American people. Now, tomorrow is a moment of truth for the Republicans here in the Senate. Are they going to bring health care costs down? Or will they sit by and let premiums explode for millions of Americans? This vote is going to be one of the most important votes that they take in the whole term of the Senate, in the whole 2 years of the Senate. We have only 3 weeks away from massive and devastating cliff for millions of Americans. As you will hear from some of our guests here, this is not just sort of an on-paper accounting political thing. This is life and death for people. This is having a decent life or a life where you can hardly cope if you don't get the health care that you need. Congress should have solved this problem months ago. Hakeem Jeffries and I asked the Republican leadership and Donald Trump over and over and over again to sit down and come up with a solution to the crisis. They refused. We were ready. We said, let's negotiate. Let's find a path. Republicans refused to lift a finger. They knew the crisis was coming. But ever since the fight with Hillary Clinton on health care in 1993, the Republican Party has been just intransigent in not helping people, but just helping the special interests, whether it be the drug companies or the insurance companies or hedge funds or whatever else. They just sat there, did nothing. And now the day of reckoning is coming. And it's the day of reckoning for millions of Americans who are going to lose their health care, who are going to have to pay $500 or $1,000. A working family making, say, $60,000. They think they're in decent shape in most parts of the country. But how are they going to afford an additional $10,000 a year? What are they going to cut back on? Their health care, or their food, or their ability to buy some Christmas presents for their kids? So, with just days left on the clock, the clearest, cleanest, easiest, and best path left is the bill what Democrats are proposing. A clean extension of current tax credits. That's it. No poison pills. No gimmicks, just relief. Our bill is the only proposal on either side that has party-wide support on both sides of the Capitol. Democrats are fighting for lower health care costs for the American people. Republicans are fighting with each other. They can't even come up with a plan. So they put in this junk insurance thing, which I'm sure some of my colleagues will talk about, which does absolutely nothing. They're just so embarrassed they have no plan that they put in a really bad plan that is not going to get any support and is loaded with poison pills. What they want to do is send people a one-time check, maybe, if you're lucky, $80 a month. How on earth is $80 a month going to help the people here if their premiums are doubling and tripling because they don't do a thing? They don't change. They don't extend the tax credits by even a day, a minute, an hour. They just don't do it. They're so in the grips of the special interests and of their ideology, which says you're on your own, baby, that they are stuck. Our bill is the only bill that will prevent this crisis from happening. It's the last train out of the station. We urge our Republican colleagues, for the sake of the American people, to get on that train. So, we need 13 Republicans, 13. We ask Americans all over the country to call their Republican senators and say, this is your last chance. The vote is tomorrow. Last chance to help us avoid a crisis that will be devastating for so many of us. Bottom line is very simple. should tell our Republican colleagues, every American should say, vote to protect your constituents. Don't let this crisis hit on your watch, because it is now your responsibility. And there are so many cases across the country. Every one of us, when we go back to our states, hears about these cases. And you will hear some of them now. And they really, I just talked to Becky Roberts, and it breaks your heart to hear what she has to say and what will happen to her if these credits are not extended. Becky.